Today I thought I'd give you a no-holds-barred view of my business. We run this from home, and I've noticed I have probably two audiences on my YouTube channel. There's the potential customers, and then there's the people doing the sort of thing that I do, running a small fitted furniture business, wanting to learn how others do it. And I love to see people showing me how they work, where they work, why they do what they do. And I think a warts and all approach is quite helpful, because we're just at that stage where we will grow. Next year we plan to get a proper unit, but this way you can see where we've come from, and perhaps you'll go with us on that journey of growth. So just giving you a little wander around here so you got an overview. I'm going to come back here and tell you about all these different spaces in a bit. But let me just walk you up to the house, which is also the office, because we do run this from home at the moment. It's a family business. That's the separate garage, which was built by the previous owner of this property. So this is just our garden here. There's my works van, which just about fits down the driveway. VW Crafter, that is, nice and big, so we can fit large pre-assembled furniture components in there. I'm just walking you up the drive so you can see where all this is. There's no point hiding this because it's on Google Maps anyway. Type in my business and you just see a house. I wish you didn't, but I can't take it off. So this is where we're based. This is in Tinsley in Sheffield, just a residential area. And here's my house. So let me take you into the office. We've knocked this door through. It used to be a window. In fact, ages ago it used to be a door, and we made it back into a door. This was once the kitchen of this 60s semi-detached house. This is now the office. It's a bit compact. We have 3 people working in here. 4 really, but 2 jobs share. So this is my desk. I haven't bothered to tidy it. I thought I'd just show you how it is. This is the workhorse MacBook that I've had as long as the business has been running. I take this to customers' houses and produce drawings on it. Drawings like this. This is now Graham's workstation. He works 4 days a week. He's not in today. So he takes my drawings and he works them up into cutting lists using this cut list software. You see we have these pigeonholes here where we put drawings. Here you see Camilla has laid out 2 of the Freebirds that we give to customers, along with the information card that tells them all the materials used and the paint finishes used on their project. So this is Camilla's desk. She's our office administrator, and she sort of job shares with my wife Alison, who's co-director with me. They're both away at the moment. And here you can see just one of our process documents, which helps us to be consistent in the service that we're offering to customers. And up here, perhaps the most interesting thing is our process flowchart, whatever you want to call it. This is from first inquiry through to proceeding and taking first invoice through to production. We've got a colour-coded system where different types of job that we take on, we have a colour allocated, so I can look at that board and see how heavy are we on the orange, because we're looking for quite a lot of orange, which is our standard fitted alcoves. We're doing alright, and it enables me to see if there's a problem in the pipeline, because in the past I've sat on my laurels a little bit with jobs on the go thinking we're doing great, but I've taken my eye off the ball because that end has become a bit empty. So it's looking good now. We're doing alright. And just down here, here's my default diary, which I must be honest, I don't stick to all that well, but it is a framework that's quite helpful. So broadly Mondays, on here, broadly Mondays are when I do my surveys, installations, Tuesday to Thursday, business planning Friday. Find it helps to have a structure. So now let me take you to the workshop, which is just down the driveway. We used to have a transit van, one of the orange ones that you see around Sheffield a lot, ex-RAC vans. Did us well for a while, but we outgrew it. We found that we were preparing projects which we could fit in a day, but were too big to fit in the van. This one's fine, this would have fitted, but a lot of the jobs we do, they've got a number of large pre-assembled units. This is a set of alcove cabinets here with some chunky shelves which are all packaged up here. So let me show you the workshop. So this was a garage built by the previous owner. He was a hobby car enthusiast and he used to repair fire engines, interestingly enough, so he built this fairly sizable garage. We've, over the years, we've been here, 7 or 8 years I think. We've added to this and built the racking and everything, really made it what it is internally now. Added some insulation and lighting with a suspended ceiling, and we've constantly been improving it. We've got lots of ideas how we'd improve it even more, but we'll move those I think to the next premises. So we bring in our boards here, stack them vertically for space. We've racked right up to the ceiling, and we started by pre-cutting components. Here's Brady just walking in, and there's John working on some sanding there. We used to pre-cut strips to standard widths, thinking that was more efficient, but we've moved more recently to batch cutting job parts themselves, so you cut exactly to size, and then those stack up on the shelves. These shelves are emptier than usual because we just had a lot of jobs come through which are now ready for fitting, or they've been fit. This area is meant to be the loading area, so when parts have been assembled, like the ones you saw in the van, they'd sit there until they're ready to go in the van. We also use this as a cutting bench, and it tends to be where, when deliveries come in, draw runners and things like that, they tend to sit here until they get put away. So through here, this part is all just a framed out timber frame with a tarpaulin roof. This second part here, this is where we spray. Brady does all the spraying. And this is a Graco Finish Pro 395. Let me just turn that fan off. There we go. So we've got a fan behind there. Really need to change that filter. But it does capture most of the overspray. And then we put the boards to dry here with some infrared heaters. We're using a water-based paint at the moment. It's a Movac brand, Sayalac it's called. We find it's very good actually. We used to use a lot of this Johnston's. In fact, no, this is the last job that we're doing in Johnston's because we'd already bought the paint in, but we've otherwise moved to the Sayalac brand. Yeah, so this is a Graco Finish Pro 395 Mark II, I believe it is. It's an air-assisted, airless spraying machine, which paints very fast, but puts a lot of paint onto the board. So that's that. You can see a lot of our kit is somewhat rudimentary, but we're learning as we go, as everybody does. And we've been upgrading our dust extraction. That's been a big pain point really, for the sake of our health, making sure that the dust is captured. So that's our second Festool extractor there. That's one of the bigger, beefier ones. And we've got another one we take on site. I'll just show you a little bit more around the workshop here. So this is the main workbench, one of the first things that I built some years ago. Nice and solidly built, just an MDF top though, a few dog holes in it. Here you can see some of the crib sheets for the way we make alcoves. We've systemised that. And random tools, racking, table saw under here. I've just been varnishing something on top of that. It's an old Wadkin. Brady's, what are you doing, Brady?
Routing shelf studs.
Shelf studs, okay, so is this are these the two sides together?
No, this is the back panel.
Oh, this is, yeah. So this is the back panel of a standard alcove unit. And he's going to be using this router up here. That's how we do that, because it gives a much cleaner hole than the drill bits we used to use. And we've got strips that are they top coated now, Brady?
Yeah, just waiting for the final coat.
Okay, so they're partway through painting them. This is a chop saw, flip stop here, good for repeat cuts. We've got parts here that are part sanded, edge sanded, and they'll be having chamfers on the edge. And yeah, you get the idea. So I hope you find that interesting. Oh, one more thing, the rubbish pile, which gets cleared periodically. If you find it interesting, do ask me any questions. I'm happy to answer questions, and feel free to join me on the journey. So yeah, as I was saying, feel free to join me on the journey of seeing this business grow and develop. I hope it will be interesting for those watching, and I hope it can encourage others that are trying to make their craft into a business. There's lots to learn along the way. There's a lot of difficult steps, sort of step changes from going from a one-man band to having staff to having a premises. Lots of costs involved. If this is what you're doing, I'm sure many times you'll feel like giving up, but feel free to check in with me, and I'd value having others doing the same sort of work on the same journey to compare notes with. So any thoughts, feel free to comment below, and thanks for watching.